Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the special meeting of the Emergency Telephone System Board for Monday, December 19th, 2016. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment. We lost a colleague of ours a couple years ago. Matter of fact, Saturday on Christmas Eve, it'll be the 2-year anniversary of losing fellow trustee and board member Bob Hare. So please stand in a moment of silence. Merry Christmas, Bobby. Okay, roll call.
Okay. Board Member Brady.
Here.
Board Member Lang.
Here.
Board Member Vito.
Here.
Board Member Pontos. Here. Board Member Vogel.
Here.
Board Member Kruger.
Present.
Board Member Rogers. Here. Board Member McIsaac.
Here.
Board Member Dunn. Here. Chairperson Argyris.
Here. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the December 21st, 2015 meeting.
So moved.
Second. Motion by Board Member Vogel, second by Board Member Lang. Roll call.
Board Member Brady.
Yes.
Board Member Lang.
Yes.
Board Member Vito.
Yes.
Board Member Pontos.
Abstain.
Board Member Vogel.
Yes.
Board Member Kruger.
Yes.
Board Member Rogers. Board Member McIsaac.
Yes.
Board Member Dunn. Chairperson Argyris.
Yes. Item number 5.
Resolution adopting the Village of Wheeling E911 budget for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2017 and ending December 31st, 2017, and authorizing the expenditure of budget funds from the Emergency Telephone System Fund.
Thank you. Chief McIsaac.
Thank you very much. What you have before you tonight is a budget based on $737,420. Most of this money is in fact being paid for as a result of the surcharge money received on the individual telephone bills. As you may remember, there are 2 different surcharges we received, those that are based on landline-based surcharges of 75 cents and those that we receive from the wireless 911. As you also may remember through our budget discussion, we are reflecting some increases this year due to increases in various maintenance cost items as well. And we do reflect in here a general fund transfer in both police and fire to offset the differences not covered by the surcharges that we receive. As a point of reference, our surcharge money is basically status quo or declining while our costs are increasing. We have not increased our village surcharge on landline charges since 1989, which was done by referendum, and as some board members remember, we attempted to raise that several times through referendums in the past several years that were soundly defeated. The wireless charge is set by the state of Illinois, and it is outside of our control as a municipality to increase. If you have any questions, Chief Dunn, Director Rogers, and myself will be more than glad to answer them.
Thank you, Chief. Questions from the board? Board Member Pontos.
One question, and I just want to verify on the wireless charges, because most people are going to wireless and dropping their landlines. It's per line in your house, correct?
That is correct, and it's based upon the billable address associated with that particular phone as well.
And it is the billable address, so if somebody bills through their company and it's not in Wheeling, we don't get it, correct?
That is correct.
Great. And how much of the total amount on your bill does the village get? I know the state maintains a certain portion.
73 cents is billed on your phone bill, 66 cents of that comes to the Village of Wheeling.
Thank you.
Thank you. Anybody else? Entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Board Member Kruger.
Second.
Second by Board Member Brady. Roll call.
Board Member Brady.
Yes.
Board Member Lang.
Yes.
Board Member Vito.
Yes.
Board Member Pontos.
Yes.
Board Member Vogel.
Yes.
Board Member Kruger.
Yes.
Board Member Rogers. Yes. Board Member McIsaac.
Yes.
Board Member Dunn.
Yes.
President Argyris.
Yes. Village Attorney Ferrella?
Sure, just as a point of information for the board, as you all know, the governor is pushing a consolidation agenda, and part of that agenda included some revisions to the Emergency Telephone System Act that went into effect this year. That act pursues consolidation of emergency telephone system boards across the state where that's possible. As you know, we have provided police dispatch to Des Plaines since 2014. The revised act provides that where a community has its public safety answering point, PSAP, in another community, which Des Plaines has here in Wheeling, that community has to consolidate its ETSB with the ETSB in the community that provides the service. So staff and the chiefs, we've been negotiating with Des Plaines to bring their ETSB into Wheeling's ETSB to form a joint ETSB through an IGA. We've had multiple talks. We actually have a document that's been prepared that would ultimately come to you hopefully in January for your consideration. Des Plaines is in a position where they have to consolidate. Wheeling does not, okay? Given the fact that you provide dispatch through a contract, staff felt it made some sense to pursue this negotiation with Des Plaines. The new ETSB, if you approve it, would be made up of the two chiefs from each town, fire chief and police chief from each town, so that's 4, and the finance director from each town, that's 6. We've got a formula together where we've reached a sticking point with the state police that run the surcharge at this point, is how funds are going to be distributed. We have asked, and Des Plaines is on board, we've asked if the state police could simply continue to give Des Plaines the money it gets today, and Wheeling the money it gets today, rather than put it all into one fund for purposes of, I think, ease of accounting, as Michael Monchain can speak to. And they're looking at that request. At this point, we're waiting to hear back from the state police. I'm working very closely with Des Plaines' lawyer and communicating with the Illinois State Police. We have until, what's our extension, Jamie? Is it January 31st to agree?
I know we have another 6 weeks, I believe, but I don't know exactly.
On a consolidation. We've gotten extensions of that in the past. We hope to bring you something that's simple and works. And again, the idea of the consolidation is, for us, is driven by the fact that you've got this long-term contract for dispatch that seems to be working well. And to put the ETSBs together would assist Des Plaines in meeting their obligations under the Act. But we want to do it in a way such that Wheeling, or Des Plaines doesn't forfeit any of their, the surcharge money.
They would use that money to pay us for.
That's one of the options for them.
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
I remember years ago when wireless charges were way low and landline was where all the money basically came from for 911. Did we ever catch up with the wireless? Because we're losing all these landlines and the wireless was a little disparity between the rates between the two of them.
Here's the issue now. Under this new law, we are not going to be able to seek increases. The state sets the rates. So when we come to you with an IGA, we would also come to you with an ordinance that actually puts the ETSB together and that revises our current ETSB and also moves our surcharge in a manner such that it reflects the state sets the numbers at this point. We don't have that ability anymore.
All right, thank you.
So you'll let us know the benefit?
We'll keep you
us
posted
on it? Okay.
at every meeting from now through the end of January. I'll let you know the progress. We're actually in a waiting point. The document's drafted. It's been in the hands of the state police. They're reviewing it. They've been reviewing it now for, I want to say 6 weeks at least. We'd hope to come to you sooner with it's a go. We just don't have that from them as of yet.
Okay. Thanks, Jim.
Thank you.
Okay. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Board Member Lang, second by Board Member Papantos. Roll call.
Board Member Brady?
Yes.
Board Member Lang?
Yes.
Board Member Vito?
Yes.
Board Member Papantos?
Yes.
Board Member Vogel?
Yes.
Board Member Kruger?
Yes.
Board Member Rogers? Board Member McIsaac?
Yes.
Board Member Dunn?
Yes.
Chairperson Argyros?
Yes. The regular meeting for December 19th is now called to order. Roll call, please.
Trustee Brady?
Here?
Trustee Lang?
Here.
Trustee Papantos?
Present.
Trustee Vogel?
Here.
Trustee Kruger?
Present.
Trustee Vito?
Here.
President Argyros?
Here. Entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the regular meeting of November 21st, 2016.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Trustee Lang, second by Trustee Vogel. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Abstain?
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
I am
Fine. I've been called Will worse.
being sick, does it count?
It's good, Dave.
President Argyros?
Yes. Proclamations?
Universal Hour of Peace, December 31st, 2016. The United States of America has historically been a melting pot where people of all nationalities, religious faiths, and cultures come together as one, and as the strength of our great village rests in the cooperative community of its citizens. Our only hope of establishing peace among diverse people is through recognizing our connectedness and common dream of peace on earth. Peace and security are attained by those societies where the individuals work closely to serve the common good of the whole. The first day of a new year typically denotes hopeful expectation and positive resolve in the hearts and minds of our citizens. The School of Metaphysics, a worldwide organization founded in our country to promote peace, understanding, and goodwill through teaching that living peaceably begins by thinking peacefully, has called for a universal hour of peace over the midnight hour, December 31st, 2016, and January 1st, 2017. Dean Argyros, President of the Village of Wheeling, do hereby proclaim December 31st at 11:30 p.m. local time as the universal hour of peace, when the people of Wheeling might stand untied in common purpose, committing ourselves in thought and action, so peace may move across the face of the earth in the dawning of the new year.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Citizens' concerns or comments?
There are none, President.
Okay. Staff reports, Finance Director Monishing.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to let the board know that we recently were notified by the Government Finance Officers Association that the village was awarded a Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting again this year. That's the 36th consecutive year that the village has received this prestigious award. To be awarded the Certificate of Achievement, the village published an easily readable and efficiently organized comprehensive annual financial report, which satisfied both generally accepted accounting principles and applicable legal requirements. So I think, once again, that's something that the board and the community can be proud of.
Thank you, Michael. Congratulations to your staff, too.
Thank you.
Thank you. Public Works Director Janik.
Thank you very much. Just want to remind everybody watching tonight, as well as anybody else might be in the audience, we had 2 snow events this weekend, as we have for the last 2 weeks. Public Works was out twice, as well as we had 2 main breaks. I'd like to remind everybody to help us out, as well as comply with Village Code by shoveling your sidewalks when you can. We understand there's circumstances where people can't do it, but we would appreciate any sort of help that people can give us by shoveling their sidewalks. We do try to shovel some of the sidewalks in town. We cannot get to all of them, but for the safety of your neighbors and any other passersby, we request that you shovel your sidewalks. Another item I have, the rain barrel program that the village has entered into late in 2016. The applications for rain barrels is going to conclude on December 31st. That means we need to have your application in by that date. So far we've gotten applications for, I think, 261 rain barrels, and there's only 2 weeks to go, but just reminding the audience.
Okay. I got a couple of questions, Mark, if I can ask you. This type of weather, the frigid weather, any recommendations or talking to the public out there regarding frozen pipes, water pipes? What's a good idea, what not to do, what to do?
What I would do is, we have some, in the newsletter, recent newsletter, or the winter newsletter, we have some explanation about frozen pipes. I would have people either go to the website and pull up, it's on the website as well, pull up our suggestions relative to frozen pipes. The fact is so far, we have had some very cold weather. It's going to get warmer the next week. The frost has not gotten that deep yet. We would need temperatures like we did the last few days to last for maybe 10 days to get really deep freeze. Hopefully, we won't get very many frozen pipes as of right now, because it is going to be in the 30s for the next, say, week or so. But we do have suggestions on the website and the newsletter relative to frozen pipes.
If anybody's got questions, can they call who, your department? Or
Absolutely, they can call us.
And the number?
It would be 279-6900.
6900, okay. And one more thing, with the cold weather, I know you guys are doing a lot of salting out there, pre-treating basically the roads prior to the event of snow. How's that working out with the cold weather? Is the salt working when it's 0 degrees out or under 20 degrees?
Yes, that's a good question. We use various chemicals. The chemical that you see that's working the last few days, you've probably seen it, it's been very cold, 8 degrees, 5 degrees, 10 degrees. Salt actually doesn't work at that low temperature, but we do use some other chemicals, such as calcium chloride, and we do pre-treat roads depending on what temperature it is. You'll see marks in the pavement along lines, and that's a combination of water. We call it salt brine. It's a solution in water that has salt in it. Once the water dissipates, it leaves the salt on the road. We do that before it snows, depending on what temperature it is. But the salt and the calcium chloride are working. You can see the slush on the road. Those are chemicals reducing the temperature of the snow before it freezes. So we do use more than just salt.
Okay, so it's been working. You've been tested the last couple of weeks.
It has been working, and especially when there's a solar radiation, when the sun's out, even if it's 10 degrees. But if it's 15 degrees and the sun's out, you can see the chemicals working better with the snow. When it gets tomorrow, it's supposed to be 30, you're going to see a lot of snow, at least on the roadways, because of the heat of the roadway itself, but also the solar radiation and the chemicals working together.
Thanks, Mark. And Chief, I know you want to maybe do a reminder. We're not going to be together again until after the first of the year, but New Year's Eve's coming up, and there's some holiday parties coming up this week. Maybe just a reminder to everybody to be safe, huh?
Yeah, there's be a lot of traffic. Everyone's out shopping, enjoying the festivities, spending time with family, friends, coworkers, and we just ask that take it easy, designate a driver. Use Uber if you need to. You take a taxi if you need to. Think about ride sharing, designated drivers, but get from point A to point B safely so that you can enjoy the new year in a healthy, happy way.
Thank you, Chief. And I know Director Milan, if you had some comments you wanted to make.
Thank you, President Argyris. I just wanted to talk about our business attraction efforts and how they're accelerating. We were able to attract Richlow Foods to Wheeling. They took a 120,000 square foot facility, about 125 employees. They're already adding a second shift. Boston Fish Market, we're working with them on their approval process. They're taking the former Pete Miller Steakhouse. We have Binny's Beverage Depot, taking the Staples location at Schwinn Crossings, and we're assisting them with all their approvals. You may have noticed Cafe Zupas is going to be opening in the old Fifth Third Bank location on Lake Cook Road. Our Wheeling Town Center, we've got the utility work underway as well as the pipeline relocation, and that's been something we've been really looking forward to. Northgate Crossings, they finished all 9 buildings. Many of them are occupied already. Leasing is exceeding their forecasts. They're working on a townhouse project on the east side of Northgate Crossings, east of Northgate Parkway. The Whitleys, finally, they've done their value engineering and they're moving forward with that. We had Surrey Indian Restaurant open, the Purple Sprout, Salada, Starbucks Coffee. CMX Movie Theater signed on as the anchor tenant for the town center. Sunrise Indian Supermarket on Dundee. Nema Seafood bought a facility on Foster. They were going to lease, and they ended up buying because they liked the business climate in Wheeling. Our marketing efforts, we feel, have been very effective. We've been using Crane Chicago Business, Heartland Real Estate Business, BizNow. We had an article in there about the town center and about Richlow Foods, and I got calls from New York and from Kansas and from Atlanta, people that saw those articles. We've also done some radio advertising about opening your business here in Wheeling, and we'll probably move forward with additional radio advertising in 2017. But really, we really have, the village has changed the aesthetics, though. The Christmas lights, we've got some great comments. It's businesses want to open here. They like what's happening. We're about a $700 million retail market and growing. I think when I first got here, we were at $502 million. The economy has helped in many respects. But you look at our industrial market, and it's really thriving. It's probably one of the best industrial markets in about 30 years. And we've got low vacancy. And I've personally toured a number of facilities in Wheeling, and it's just amazing what goes on inside these buildings that you don't know about if you haven't been in there. I toured Intech the other day on Friday, and they make all the gift cards that you see in the stores for Home Depot and others, and just the technology that goes into that. We toured SG360 Communications. They produce all the catalogs for Costco and many other retailers. They have about 900 employees here in Wheeling. So with about 14 million square feet, it just is really a great business climate and in Wheeling, and just all the products that are made here, from military products, things for NASA, and food processing, metal stamping, printing, and we continue to add new businesses in Wheeling. And we think the town center, the Westin Hotel, the Chicago Executive Airport, our famous Restaurant Row, and our industrial base are really tremendous assets that we're building upon every day here in Wheeling. And each new business, brings greater vitality to Wheeling. And we're very optimistic about growth prospects in 2017.
Thanks, John. You forgot something that actually started on Thursday, that for the last 3 years plus, you personally have taken an undertaking of working with the post office, working with an estate of an individual that passed away, to try to get this community boulevard going with the signalization, lining it up with the post office, and I need to thank you for that. We got a signal here today, we have a street here today, and probably talked about it for 8 years, 9 years, trying to work with all these different parties, and it was one of the tasks that we kind of threw on your lap to try to help us with it. And you, along with other members of the staff, made it happen.
It was a team effort.
Yeah, totally a team effort, but it was very important for us to get it done. And we have a flashing signalization light here lined up with the post office that, to be honest with you, 4 years ago, it was like, we never thought it would happen. And we were able to get some grant money to pay for that too, so that enabled us to take monies from other projects, to fund other projects versus putting all the monies into this. So I thank you again for that, and all the staff members that worked diligently and hard to get that to work.
We needed it for the town center.
We needed it for the
well.
town center, we needed it for the church, we needed it for the park district, we needed it, period. And we needed it for the residents that want to go to the post office to have a safe passageway into the post office versus trying to play dodgeball all these years and who's turning left first. And so it's a welcoming sight, and I thank you for that. Thank you. Okay. Consent agenda. Ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay, all items listed on the consent agenda are considered to be routine by the village board and will be enacted by one motion. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a board member or citizen so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the general order of business and considered after all other agenda items. 11A, resolution granting a tag day permit to Bread of Life Outreach Program Incorporated to conduct a tag day event on December 23rd and 24th, 2016. 11B, resolution authorizing an amended agreement between the Indian Trails Public Library District and the Village of Wheeling regarding a receiver and a radio communications antenna. Item C, resolution waiving competitive bidding and authorizing acceptance of the State of Illinois contract with Verizon Wireless for the purchase of 25 Apple iPad Pro computing tablets.
Thank you. Any concerns or questions, comments? Entertain a motion then?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Brady,
Second.
second by trustee Kruger. Roll call?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Lang.
Yes.
Trustee Papantos.
Yes.
Trustee Vogel.
Yes.
Trustee Kruger.
Yes.
Trustee Vito.
Yes.
President Argyros.
Yes. 13A?
13A, resolution adopting the Public Works Department Capital Improvement Plan, CIP, for the 5-year period of fiscal year 2017 through fiscal year 2021.
Thank you. Director Janik?
Thank you. Public Works did a presentation at a previous village board meeting relative to the CIP. This is a resolution that board would consider and then adopt the CIP that we presented at a previous meeting.
Thank you. I just, so the public, in case they didn't hear that meeting, this is a 5-year budget, and the budget is actually more than $45 million, is it, Mark?
That's correct.
$45 million. Next year, 2017, it's over $13 million in capital improvement projects for the Village of Wheeling. Let me please note to everyone, none of that is borrowed money. We're paying for it all. Unlike other communities, unfortunately, they have to go out to bonds to fix streets and water. Some of the projects, actually, we've gotten grants on some of this as well, is the Fox Point Mobile Home Park, which has made the news, huge water main replacement program, street improvement program, the community room, diversion channel, bridge and roadway, just to name a few. Some of the things that we talked about regarding the strategic plan, one of the things I'm happy about to see west of here, west of the tracks, you're going to see street light, just like you see here in front of Village Hall, continuing that to our borders to the west, which is in dire need. Village sign replacement, areas in residential areas that have little strips of land that we can do some kind of park at park where people can gather in neighborhoods to clean up these blighted areas along the creek and stuff like that. We got money in the budgets for that. Just continue on with our stormwater operating costs and being aggressive with that is all part of this. And just continue on doing things for the community itself that I think we're all proud of here. And it's probably the most aggressive capital improvement budget plan for the next 5 years this village has seen probably in the last 10 or 15 years. And next year is very aggressive. And I think we got the right guy behind it with you, Mark, because you have that mindset too, and you always try to make the numbers work and find the numbers, and we're consistently going out for grants and bringing those dollars here to Wheeling, which is very important because it saves the taxpayers. And again, like I said before, we're not bonding money to do these major, long-awaited projects that I know each and every one of us here on the board is very excited about. But again, we're piggybacking on the strategic plan that we did 2 years ago and things that we worked with the Plan Commission with and saw things that were in dire need to change the image of the community and to bring it up to date a little bit and do some things that get people's neighborhoods excited about, not just the main Dundee Road, Milwaukee Avenue areas. So we're bringing some of this stuff into the neighborhoods itself that people can take pride of. And we talked about neighborhood entrance signs for neighborhoods, identifying the Hollywood Ridges, the Meadowbrooks, and the Dunhurst areas there. So we're kind of excited about this, and I'm really excited about it because we've looked at this stuff, long-awaited projects and getting done. Our streets are getting done, our water system is getting updated. You know, these are old systems, 50, 60, 70, 80 years in some cases, that we're actually replacing and doing. And that helps us with broken water mains because now you have different product that's going underground to service the businesses and the residents here in town. So it's all good. And I'm ecstatically awaiting the motion to approve. How's that?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Kruger, second by trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes. Mark, thank you. Andrew, thank you. The engineering department, too. Thank you, guys. 13B.
Ordinance amending various sections of Title 13 Water and Sewers of the Wheeling Municipal Code, Water and Sewers.
Thank you. Director Monishing.
Thank you, Mr. President. As we talked about during the budget process this year, the village needs to increase its water and sewer rates and its stormwater utility fee in order to continue to fund a proactive capital improvement program, as you just discussed, Mr. President. This ordinance, if approved, would increase water and sewer rates by 22 cents per 1,000 gallons and the stormwater utility fee by 25 cents per equivalent runoff unit. And I'd be happy to answer any questions you might have.
Maybe you or Manager Svandelis, since you sit on the Northwest Water Commission, how do we fare with other communities or those in the commission itself regarding cost?
The existence of the commission really is paying off. The commission is 30 years old, and it was the foresight of the communities, Wheeling, Arlington Heights, Buffalo Grove, and Palatine at the time, to create their own straw from Lake Michigan through the city of Evanston to us. To answer your question, we are dramatically lower than our neighboring suburbs and certainly lower than the city of Chicago. The investment that this community put forward all those years ago is really paying off, because not only do we see lower cost now, but we expect to remain at about the same rate and certainly equivalently lower for the next 50 years or more. So the investment is absolutely paying off.
Okay, good. Any questions from anybody? Trustee Papantos?
One quick question, Director Mondashane. This represents a 3%, roughly 3% increase overall?
Right, a 3% increase, technically 3.03 because of rounding to the water and sewer rates.
Great. And what effect would you expect this to have on the average homeowner per year?
You know what, I included that in the memo. Let me just get to that. It's
18.
Thank you, $18.48 for the average homeowner.
Thank you.
Is that for the year or every billing cycle?
For the year.
Thank you. Clarification. Thanks. Okay, anybody else? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Vogel.
Second.
Second by Trustee Lang. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes. C1.
Public hearing and ordinance establishing the amount of the 2016 village tax levy and abating certain portions of the levy.
Thank you. Director Monishing.
I'll defer to the village attorney for the public hearing purpose.
Okay, let me just state this is a public hearing. If anybody from the audience wishes to speak regarding the matter of the 2016 village tax levy, please step forward and speak. Let the record show that nobody wishes to speak. Jim, do you have any comments?
Real quick, this is the Truth in Taxation hearing for which notification was published on 12/9 in the Daily Herald. Notification was published relative to the proposed increase in the tax levy. The increase in the aggregate levy, which is made up of our general levy and the pension levy, total increase is 1.69%. The increase in the proposed debt service levy is 1.75%. Taken together, you're looking at about a 5% increase. Technically, we did not have to conduct the public hearing because it relates to the 1.69% only, but because the totals together reach 5%, we decided to give the public an opportunity to speak relative to the proposed increase.
As we have every year.
Yes.
Michael, before I close the public hearing, maybe you can give an explanation regarding the abatement process. What does that mean? There's 6 items on the agenda this evening that we are going to include with the tax levy for the
Sure,
abatement.
I'd be happy to. The board tonight is considering the general property tax levy and then, as you mentioned, 6 abatement ordinances. And the purpose of the abatement ordinances is to eliminate the tax levies that would otherwise be automatically levied by the county for debt service purposes. In the past, the village has issued general obligation bonds for various reasons, as you talked about before. And when you sell general obligation bonds, we have to file an ordinance with both Cook and Lake County that requires them to automatically levy the money necessary to pay the principal and interest on those bonds. So that happens automatically unless the village board abates those ordinances. So abate means to reduce or decrease, or in this case, eliminate altogether. And the reason we do that is because we have funds on hand in our water and sewer fund, our TIF funds, and our capital projects funds, so that we don't need to levy property taxes for the debt service payments. So by approving the abatement ordinances, you're instructing the counties not to levy those taxes.
Gotcha. Any questions? Entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by trustee Vogel, second by trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes. All right, there's 7 ordinances. You want to do one at a time, then we'll ask for a motion.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll do one at a time.
Sure.
Number 2 is ordinance authorizing the levy and collection of taxes for the corporate and municipal purpose of the Village of Wheeling for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2016 and ending December 31st, 2016.
Thank you. Any questions from the board?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Vogel. Second. Second by trustee Lang. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes. 13C3.
Ordinance abating the 2016 tax levy requirements for the general obligation corporate purpose bond, Series 2007.
Thank you. Any questions?
So
Motion?
moved.
Motion by
Second.
trustee Brady, second by trustee Krueger. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes. 13C4.
Ordinance abating the 2016 tax levy requirements for the general obligation corporate purpose bonds, Series 2008.
Thank you. Questions? Entertain a motion?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Motion by
Second.
trustee Vogel, second by trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes. 13C5.
Ordinance abating the 2016 tax levy requirements for the general obligation refunding bond, Series 2011.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Krueger, second by trustee Lang. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes. 13C6.
Ordinance abating the 2016 tax levy requirements for the general obligation sales tax refunding bond, Series 2012A.
Thank you. Questions? Motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Vogel,
Second.
second by trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes. 13C7.
Ordinance abating the 2016 tax levy requirements for the general obligation water system bond, Series 2012B.
Thank you. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Vogel, second by trustee Brady. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes. 13C8.
Ordinance abating the 2016 tax levy requirements for the general obligation refunding bond, Series 2016.
Thank you. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Papantos,
Second.
second by trustee Krueger. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyris?
Yes. 13D.
Ordinance adopting the Village of Wheeling annual budget for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2017 and ending December 31st, 2017.
Thank you. Director Montague.
Thank you. As discussed at the budget workshop in November, this year's, or I should say the 2017 proposed budget totals $83,082,070, and that represents all of the funds of the village, including the general fund. The general fund this year is balanced. In fact, it shows a small surplus of $51,830, and we expect at the end of 2017 to have fund balance in the general fund equal $14,655,000, which is roughly 37% of annual operating expenditures. I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thank you. Managers Fondelis had a comment.
Sure, I think it's important to note that the success of that balanced budget does come with no additional new taxes from last year, and I think that's a significant achievement.
Thank you. Questions from the board?
So moved.
Trustee Vito?
Yeah, just one.
Sorry.
Michael, in terms of like percentage of the general fund to annual operating cost, I mean, what's considered healthy, what's considered, you know, something that the village would need to be worried about, what's considered excellent?
It's a great question. Typically, you should have a minimum of 15% of annual operating expenditures. Most communities have policies in place that call for 25%, which would be obviously three months of operating expenditures. But typically, you see anywhere from 25 to 50%, so we're right where we should be.
Okay, thank you.
I think we're at, what, 38%?
Roughly about
Roughly.
37, yeah.
And it reflects our bond rating, too. They look at that stuff.
Absolutely.
Big time. Anybody else? We do have a motion by Trustee Brady.
Second.
Second by Trustee Vogel. Roll call?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Juris.
Yes. 13E?
Resolution declaring a tax year 2015 surplus to the Crossword Tax Increment Financing District Fund and authorizing the distribution of such to the Cook County Treasurer's Office.
Thank you. Director Monachie, it's your night.
Yeah, it is, thanks. I'm going to direct my comments towards this agenda item and the next one as well, because they both deal with surpluses. This one is in the Crossroads TIF District, and the next one is in the South Milwaukee TIF District. But as the board is aware, per the terms of intergovernmental agreements that were signed a few years ago with all of the overlapping taxing districts, the village is required on an annual basis to declare a surplus equal to 72% of the annual increment in the Crossroads TIF District and 45% in the South Milwaukee TIF District. So this year, the property tax increment subject to surplus in the Crossroads TIF is $1,967,912, and in the South Milwaukee TIF District, it's $657,442. That will, pending your approval, be distributed to each of the taxing districts based on their pro rata share of the overall tax rate. So I'm happy to answer any questions you may have.
Thanks. If I can start first, you know, as I do every year, the 1.9, almost $2 million out of the Crossroads itself since 2005, but based on the contribution this year that we're declaring as a surplus, just wanted to give some examples of where that money goes, almost $2 million. Wheeling District 21, elementary school, $831,496. High School District 214, $425,000. Village of Wheeling gets $250,000. The Wheeling Park District gets $136,000. Indian Trails Library, almost $79,000. And Harper College gets another $69,000. There's 17 items on your tax bill. Everybody gets a piece based on their percentage in that. But I just wanted to share, and these dollars, especially with the schools, doesn't fall under their tax cap. So they get those monies. And it doesn't affect what they normally would get based on their own tax levies and the monies that they would get from real estate taxes. But just to do combinations, because Michael mentioned the South TIF that we've declared a surplus. But just to give you an idea what the TIF surpluses have done since 2005. Again, there's 17 items on your tax bill. With this being approved tonight, we've distributed $29,249,849 to all the taxing bodies. To give you an example, since 2005, we've given to Harper College over $1 million, $1,031,667. High School District 214, almost $6.5 million. Indian Trails Library has gotten over $1.2 million. And Wheeling District 21 has received almost $12.5 million. That doesn't affect their tax cap. It's based on the increments that's been generated and the agreements that we've done with these taxing bodies to, in one case, with the Crossroads TIF to get a 12-year extension because we needed it based on new development that came up, and an agreement regarding the new TIFs that we created to declare a 45% surplus, like Director Monishing stated, on the South TIF. And we've done, through the years, if I recall, Michael, we've done some $2 million hits because we had excess monies in there that we declared surplus that we didn't have an agreement with, we just did it. So almost $30 million, it's a lot, that's gone into these taxing bodies to help them, especially the schools need their help, especially what's going on with pensions and with the state. So these are nice dollars that they're getting that they don't have to count with the basic revenue source that they get every year. This is over and above that. So I'm proud of that. This board is proud of that, that we've had good projects here in town to generate those increments so we can share with them and still stay focused on infrastructure and new development to come into town to generate future revenues for the taxing bodies. You know, those TIFs aren't there forever. They go away. And then the new dollars that are generated on empty lots, now you have a building, you have condominiums, you have restaurants, you got retail, you got stuff. That's new tax dollars that are being generated to the village and to everybody else. So this is good stuff, in my opinion. And I know there's been some critics regarding TIFs, but without the TIF, we wouldn't have the type of developments that we were able to have in this community in the last 10 years, say. So if anybody's got any questions? Trustee Papantos?
Quick question, Director Monishane, both TIFs, when do they expire?
The Crossroads TIF expires at the end of 2019, so that's coming up pretty soon, and the South Milwaukee TIF in 2023.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Anybody else? Trustee Kruger?
Thank you, Mr. President. Michael, question for you. If the other taxing bodies have already done their budgeting process and we're passing these ordinances tonight, do they not know that they're getting this money, and what does that do for them?
They know.
They know. They've come to expect it over the years. And when we have our joint review board meetings in August, I give them a spreadsheet that tells them what they're going to get.
So that they can budget.
Right.
Great.
Oh, sure.
Right.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Entertain a motion for 13E.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Papantos. Second. Second by Trustee Lang. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Juris.
Yes. 13F.
Resolution declaring a tax year 2015 surplus in the South Milwaukee Manchester Drive Tax Increment Financing District Fund and authorizing the distribution of such to the County Treasurer's Office.
Thank you. Director Monishing, you want anything else?
Nothing else unless there's questions.
Just for the record, it's $657,442.
Right.
That's declared surplus in the South TIF. Any questions from the board? Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by Trustee Papantos.
Second.
Second by Trustee Vogel. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Juris.
Yes. Thank you, Michael. 13G.
Resolution authorizing change order number 2 and final to the construction contract with Schroeder Asphalt Services Incorporated for the 2016 Motor Fuel Tax Street Improvement Program.
Thank you. Director Janik.
Thank you. Public Works is requesting that the board approve this change order number 2 and final to the contract with Schroeder Asphalt. Schroeder did substantial work for the village this summer relative to paving for MFT. This is a approximately $114,000 reduction. Now, the board previously approved change order number 1, which was an add-on to the contract. This reduction actually creates a net reduction in the contract of approximately $52,000 for the year. So even though this reduction is $114,000, the actual net to the contract is approximately $52,000 for the year.
Thank you. Questions?
We'll take it. So moved.
Second.
That's a good one. Trustee Vogel, second by Trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Juris.
Yes, that sounds pretty good. Okay, 13.
Resolution accepting a proposal from Hager Engineering LLC for consulting services involving the 2017 Street Improvement Program.
Thank you. Director Janik.
Thank you. Each year, the village hires a engineering firm to produce documents for MFT, a roadway program that we cannot do ourselves. This year, we issued an RFP, request for proposals. 4 firms responded to it. We received, like I said, 4 submittals. One of the submittals did not meet our requirements, so we were considering 3 engineering firms. Hager Engineering was approximately 23% below the next submittal. We've used Hager in the past on numerous projects, and we are very satisfied with their work.
You want to identify the streets you're doing the study for?
The majority of our money looks like it's going to be spent on West Meadowbrook area, Capitol Drive, which is commercial roadway, as well as hopefully if we have money left, we'll be using it on East Jeffrey.
Okay. And then Kanam and Suchanga, that's all.
That's correct.
Capitol Drive. And hopefully the state gives us our MFT money and we don't get cut.
We actually have that money already.
You do?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Good. Questions?
We don't have it, but it's ready for us to use. 1 year ahead, they'll actually declare the money.
They do, okay.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Brady,
Second?
second by trustee Kruger. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Adjuris?
Yes. 13I.
Resolution granting tentative acceptance of public and private improvements within the Northgate Crossing subdivision.
Thank you. Mr. Tack's not here, is he?
No, he's not. I
Want to take it? Okay.
This is a request that the board approve tentative acceptance of improvements that were constructed at the new apartment complex on Northgate Parkway. These improvements are both public and private that we're requesting, that we've reviewed and requesting acceptance of. Now, that doesn't mean that the village is accepting these as public improvements, but it just goes to show that we've inspected the improvements done on the site, and that we are saying that they've been built to the standards, to our standards. 1 year from now, we'll be coming to you for final acceptance of just the public improvements on this site. But this particular item is just to let you know that we've inspected the improvements that they've made on the site, not the buildings, but the lighting, the roadways, the curbing, the infrastructure underground, that sort of stuff.
We're still holding bond money on that.
That's correct. We're still
Is that
holding.
correct?
That's right. For 1 year.
For 1 more year? Okay. Questions? Trustee Papantos?
Director Janik, what are the public improvements?
The public improvements will be the water system, the public water system.
And everything else is through the developer, correct?
That's correct.
Thank you.
Thanks. Any questions? Anybody else? Entertain a motion?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Lang,
Second?
second by trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Adjuris?
Yes. 13J, 1 and 2.
Want me to read them both?
Please.
2 ordinance regarding a truck freight terminal at 150 Abbott Drive. J1 is ordinance granting special use and associated site plan and appearance approval of a truck freight terminal, docket number 2016-21A. J2 is ordinance granting special use and associated site plan and appearance approval for heavy motor vehicle outdoor storage, docket number 2016-21C.
Thank you. Director Jennings, I believe there's, 12 conditions? Want to?
Yes, sure, there are 12 conditions. Just a quick note, the petitioner's here, and I'll turn it over to them in just a moment. The docket, the package of petitions that you see in front of you originally included 3 dockets, A, B, and C. Through the course of the preparation for the initial hearing, the staff eliminated docket B. I'll explain why in just a moment. One of the questions we originally dealt with on this particular item is a code section that we don't frequently utilize. It's a similar use interpretation. The Plan Commission was asked to concur with a interpretation that the 3 uses that we were identifying, and would later whittle down to 2 uses, but the uses that we were identifying as being most similar in the code were appropriate. The use itself is not defined exactly in the code, and what the code says in this case is that if the use meets certain criteria, it can be considered similarly to other uses that are defined. In this case, those 2 uses are a truck freight terminal and heavy motor vehicle outdoor storage. So the Plan Commission was first tasked with concurring with that determination that it was appropriate to review those. Then beyond that, it was the typical special use review. So the Plan Commission then reviewed as a special use under the special use standards this particular business. It's an enclosed yard. It has a secure fence. It has a small on-site management building, and then they have 78 truck parking spaces, the majority of which would be utilized by this particular business. The Plan Commission, in its recommendation, did have conditions of approval. They're repeated in both of the ordinances. I'll read them as quickly as I can. Number 1, that tenants and drivers are not allowed to stay overnight on the premises. Number 2, outdoor material storage is not permitted. Number 3, daily or hourly parking is not permitted. Number 4, on-site management office shall maintain a manifest of the tenants, which shall be available to the village upon request. Number 5, no truck repair or maintenance is allowed on site. Number 6, the fence shall have wood-wrapped steel posts. Number 7, provided the existing aprons are not damaged during construction or utility work, the complete replacement of the concrete aprons shall be completed during the final phase of the parking lot paving plan. Number 8, if the existing aprons are damaged during construction or utility work, complete replacement of the concrete aprons will be required at that time. Number 9, all site improvements and utility work shall be completed substantially in compliance with the provided estimated timeline and phased paving plan and shall be completed no later than September 30th, 2019. Number 10, the building siding shall be dark brown, the roof shingles shall be architectural brown, and bricks shall be light brown. Number 11, the location of the fencing gates are properly shown on the site plan and not the landscape plan, and the appearance of the gates are represented in the photographs. And number 12, trash enclosure gates shall match the material of the fence. With that, I would hand it over to the petitioner.
Good evening, gentlemen. Why don't you introduce yourselves, please?
My name is Patrick Kilmer. I'm from the firm Wiston and Santos, and this is my client.
Vladimir Voreljan.
Thank you. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll open it up to some questions from the board to you guys, and we'll go from there. Trustee Lang?
I just had a quick question on the paving. It looks like you're doing some underground work for hydrants and all that. Has that all been worked out with paving, that it will be paved next year for sure?
So actually, we have a time frame of when we're doing. We plan to do the fire hydrants first, and then the paving to make sure, because you don't want to destroy the paving again. But we plan to go as soon as possible. So we tried to be conservative in the time frame we gave them. We gave the village, and we plan to complete everything by, I think it was September 2019, but we'll probably complete stuff before then.
Very good, thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Kruger?
Thank you. This is probably more for the petitioner rather than his attorney. Hi. Will there be any exchange of goods from truck to truck on site?
No.
Ever? Okay. So this is ultimately a lease for space?
Yep, it's just like a storage.
Just like storage. Are the trucks or the containers full of product? Or can they be?
Yeah.
What kind of product?
Well, we're not going to be able to actually see what kind of a product is going to be inside.
Okay. That concerns me a bit, because if I knew that there was a truck yard with according to your plan, a 6-foot fence, if I knew there was a truck full of iPads in there.
No, there will be no hazard materials inside.
No hazardous,
Oh, no, yeah.
but valuable. I mean, I'm thinking about security, and if there's anything that's in those trucks that somebody finds out that's there, I'm a little older than I used to be, but I bet I could scale a 6-foot fence if I wanted to. I'm trying to lead to, have you considered an 8-foot fence for better security?
That's not something.
We're going to have a security cameras, and we're
We'll
going to
have
have a
13 security cameras, and then we'll make sure we watch this.
person will be there.
Okay, and then that's 24-hour monitoring?
Yes, oh yeah.
So there's somebody on site all the time? You don't like the idea of an 8-foot fence, do you?
We originally wanted a 5-foot fence, so we prefer a 6-foot fence just because the costs and everything like that.
Okay. No daily or hourly parking, I saw that was a condition. So this is overnight only? How is that monitored? I mean,
well, we're going to have my partner, he owns a plastic company. So a lot of our clients is going to be our people. And we,
Because you've got your own fleet of
Yes.
trucks as well, right? So
Yes.
you've got like 12 or so trucks of your
over
own.
30, yeah.
Over 30 trucks? Okay. How many spaces are on the lot?
78.
Oh, you got some room. And on those fire hydrants that trustee Lang brought up, you have to install 4 of them. Those will be fully installed before you can operate, right?
Well, we plan to work with the village on that. We plan to definitely have the building in before we operate, but, if that's a condition, we will abide by that.
Andrew, would that be something that would be contingent on their operation? Or perhaps Chief?
Sure, right now, the way the condition is worded refers to their phasing plan, which is, as they described, has the water main and hydrant work first and the paving following that. We haven't worked out an exact arrangement with them. The on-site management office, having the ability to watch the comings and goings, having the manifest, those things we felt were critical to the use and the definition of the use as they described it at the hearing. If it's the desire of the board to require the water main to be in first, we could certainly work with them on that as well.
Consensus, maybe?
Pardon me?
Would you ask for a consensus to see how the rest of the board feels about whether or not that should be an additional condition?
So the reason why we asked for more time on that is because of the weather, because of the ground being frozen. And so we were hoping to start parking cars and parking trucks there sometime in, February or March or wherever have you. And so we can't actually go into the ground with fire hydrants until, May or June. So we were asking Philip, we plan to do the fire hydrants ASAP, but just there's a couple months of period where we need some time to actually park and make money off the property.
Can I ask Chief McIsaac if he's okay with that?
We had discussed with them phasing some of this associated on the quantity of their development on the site. Originally, there was going to be the building in the front half that they were going to use, and our understanding was that the water main and hydrants serving that area of the development would go in very soon. And as they moved toward developing the back half for rental property, that the hydrants would be put in at that time because there is an issue with paving associated with it. So, again, as part of a phasing plan, if they stick to it, we're okay with it. If we don't, then we'll be in an enforcement issue.
We definitely plan to stick to the phasing.
Okay. And regarding the manifest, Andrew, how often do you plan on asking for, just to monitor what's being parked there?
Yeah, we would check, probably at the beginning, we would check a few times, maybe if the first few months we would ask for it, and then we would probably space it out after that, request it as needed, really, just to confirm that it's being operated as they had conveyed during the original approval.
I imagine that could fade as they are operating the business longer, or in the village longer, right? So maybe quarterly, and then less and less and less as
Yeah, but we
you are
will,
good
as a condition of our use, we definitely will have a manifesto on the property.
Okay. That's all my questions. Thank you.
Trustee Vito?
I answered my question via Google. I'd never heard of a manifest as a noun before, but apparently it's a document giving comprehensive details of a ship and its cargo or other contents. I always thought it was a verb meaning to like appear. So, thank you. I never heard that before as a noun, but now I know, and we'll be looking for your manifest often.
We appreciate that. Thank you.
Trustee Brady?
Thank you. Andrew, in our ordinance, under the heavy motor vehicle storage, are there any restrictions as to what can't be stored there?
Well, by reference, yes. They would not be considered, if they were to store hazardous materials, they would be considered hazardous material storage, which is a defined special use on its own. So the assumption would be that, well, they may have clients who are driving, they may not know exactly what is in the truck. There are other layers of restriction, the village and beyond the village, that would eliminate some types of materials from being stored there overnight.
In other words, certain tankers, drivers know what's in there, and there are certain truck drivers that know if there's some explosives, they're hauling explosives, they have to know about it.
Yes.
Those would not be allowed there.
That's correct. There are the overlapping jurisdictions beyond just the village. on that.
Also, some of the truck-mounted cranes that people use today, they're kind of long, they might not even fit. What about having something in there that they'd have to lift the arm of the crane up to store it there? Would that be, it's pretty close to the flyway, isn't it? Getting in there?
So,
The airport?
so the one thing, our parking spaces are only 70 feet, so we can't park anything up beyond.
Okay, so you wouldn't be able to park anything like that?
No,
Okay.
no heavy
And
equipment, not
what-
that heavy.
How long are you going to let a truck park there if it doesn't move? And it's, even if they're paying, you're going to leave somebody park the truck there and leave it for 6 months or?
Oh, no.
No?
Our lease terms are 90 days.
90 days,
At the
yeah.
most.
Okay, so there'd be no abandoned trucks or something of the sort, except maybe your own. Okay, thank you.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes, I had the same concern about the timeframe for the paving, and so anything you can do to move it forward would be appreciated. And also, are you aware of the village's policy on idling and that? Okay, and you will make sure that your tenants adhere to that also?
So Vlad actually already owns property, it's actually a business owner already in Wheeling, so he knows all about the trucks. He has a truck business on 555 Allendale.
So everybody will be informed, though, your tenants, not to idle? Thank you.
Trustee Vogel, anything?
Nothing.
Just one quick, go ahead. Just to let the board know, there's a similar storage facility that on airport property just south of Palatine Road that is being leased out, and that's in Prospect Heights. Most people probably don't even know it exists. It's not fenced in. This is fenced in. So it's a much nicer setup. But this is pretty common to have a temporary truck storage facility like this. I didn't know that until we leased out that property at the airport for such a use. And it seems to work fine, although I would have it nicened up if it was in my town, but it doesn't have a fence around it and it doesn't have improvements on it like we are asking here. So, just wanted to add that.
No, that's good. Maybe some clarification, Andrew, you can help me with. Trustee Kruger brought up regarding this timeline, putting in the hydrants, let's get this straight. Put in the hydrants, and then at a later date, you're going to do the parking lot, the asphalt work, the ground, is that correct?
Yes, they've submitted a timeline. It's attached. I don't have it directly in front of me, but they submitted a
2019.
timeline that projects sort of the reasonable worst-case scenario for installation. As they've represented, they believe that they can get it done faster than that. They've requested additional time. Pavement work is difficult after a certain time of the year.
Well, what kind of time are we talking about? Let's clarify.
They've asked for I believe it's 2019, September of 2019. We're certainly willing to work with them on an alternate arrangement if it's the consensus of the board.
But till then, you're going to use all 78 you hope to use all
Yes.
78 parking spaces.
So the kind of understand the timeline is that we have a building, the fire hydrants, the fence, and so based on our timeline, based on our discussion with all of our technicians, we don't think that we can finish all that until September. And because of the cost of the paving, it's so expensive, we were hoping to break over the cost over a 2-year period.
What kind of money are we talking about
$500,000.
for the paving?
So that's why we were hoping, obviously, we wanted to give you a kind of a worst-case scenario because we don't want to, come back and have to beg for more time.
The only thing that concerns me is this becomes a code enforcement issue 2 years from now.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, and we trust.
We don't want that.
No, yeah, we are talking about accelerating as fast as possible, so.
Jim, any comments?
No, I think you've covered it with very many conditions.
Anybody else? Okay, entertain a motion for 13J1.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Brady.
Second.
Second by trustee Kruger. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes. 13J2. Entertain a motion.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Vito.
Second.
Second by trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes. Good luck, gentlemen.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Be conscious of your neighbors around there.
We will.
Thank you. 13K.
Ordinance granting a one-year extension of time for a special use approved under ordinance number 4987 for religious assembly at 345 North Wolf Road, docket number 2016-11B.
Thank you. Director Jennings.
Thank you. Almost a year ago, a special use for religious assembly was approved at the warehouse building at 345 North Wolf. Church at that time had a series of improvements planned for the interior and exterior of the building. One of the more expensive improvements associated with converting this particular building for occupancy as an assembly use was the installation of a fire suppression system. The church has had some difficulty in raising the funds for the installation of the fire suppression system. They do have a few contracts lined up, a contract for trench work, a contract for laying the original water main, the water service line for the fire suppression system, and then a sprinkler contract. Like I said, they have had some difficulty in raising those funds, and they're requesting some additional time, 1-year extension to their original approval so that they can finish the work that they now have contracts for. Staff has reviewed this request. We've been working with them for several years prior to their interest in this particular building. We didn't have any particular issue with it. It is very expensive, and it is a small, growing congregation. So with that, they are here if you have any questions directly for them.
Thank you. Questions?
So moved.
Motion by trustee Vogel.
Second.
Second by trustee Lang, was it?
Yeah.
Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Krueger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Adjuris.
Yes. There's a lot of the members here from the church. We guys wish you a lot of luck and a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year, okay? Good luck. Keep working with our staff. You guys have been doing it, so we appreciate it. Thank you. Okay, official communication. I'll start, I think. I got a couple things. A couple of birthday people here. Trustee Krueger, happy birthday on December 11th. And today we have Trustee Papantos' birthday. So we got the two Trustee Mary's birthdays within a week. So congratulations to you two. We wish you many more and healthy more years. I just wanted to share something with the public. I shared this with the board the other day. But as of, let me pull it up here. As of yesterday, I've received between phone calls and emails from people from all over regarding our holiday list, okay? And one in particular, the last one I'll read, it's addressed to myself. Dear Mr. Argyris, I'm a resident of Northbrook who does a lot of shopping in Wheeling, and I just wanted to let you know how much my husband and I enjoy the beautiful winter lights displayed on Dundee and Milwaukee. They have been great every year, but this year Wheeling really pulled out all the stops. They are amazing, and so many others comment on it too. I appreciate the commitment made by the village board and the village of Wheeling to show pride in your town and the beautifying the area. Thanks for sharing the seasonal spirit with everyone. This one was number 26 in the last 2 weeks, plus all the phone calls. And, you know, I just want to say thanks to staff. I mean, and this board, of course, but, you know, you really did a fantastic job and did get the comments from everybody, not just from here, but from all over. It just says, wow. Matter of fact, our economic development coordinator received a phone call from Mr. Berman from Superdog, who many of his clients are from Lincolnshire, Northbrook, wherever, not just Wheeling. And he says, I've been inundated with so many compliments regarding the corners when people are coming to his establishment. So again, it reflects everything that I think we're trying to do here, and they really made a statement this year. And this woman basically said it. She goes, you really pulled out all the stops. And I thank staff for that. They're doing a great job. It's hard to believe we're at the end of the year already. Lots been done, lots going on, and I just want to wish everybody, the residents and the businesses in our community, a safe and healthy, prosperous new year, a great holiday, a Merry Christmas, and we have a lot to be thankful for. You know, we're here. In the nature of the business I'm in sometimes, you really see reality. And all I could do is tell parents and friends out there, hug your kids. You never know what's in their mind. And, you know, too frequent this year I've witnessed too many young people who've done some terrible things to themselves, put it that way. And the sad stories that they leave behind for their families because of their actions. Don't ever be too proud to think, not my kid. It's everybody's kids, okay? And this is something that's really hit me hard this year. It's amazing. We read in the paper about heroin. We read a paper about this. We read a paper about suicides. And our children are too young. And even, they're our children. They're never too young, put it that way. But watch your children. Watch your friends. If somebody needs help, reach out to us as a village. We'll hook you up with the right people. Don't ever be afraid. And it's an anonymous thing, too. But let's try to not make some of these parents, they've got some sad holidays coming up. And it's sad to see this all the time. And where I work at, and we talk about it. And I don't care how many years you're in the business and how many things you've seen. It's always shocking every time. So just wanted to share that with everybody. But again, just wishing everybody a good, happy, healthy New Year. And thanks to our staff for everything you guys do. You know, you guys do make us look good. And believe me, it's appreciated, not just by this board, by the residents and the businesses in town. So I thank you all for that. Trustee Papantos.
Thank you. First of all, I want to thank our Human Services Division, our Police Department, everybody who helped out with Shopping with the Cops. It was a wonderful Saturday that I think we brought a lot of smiles to a lot of kids, and that's really the important thing in the long run. Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah for those of you who are celebrating Hanukkah. Happy New Year and happy holidays to everybody. Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Lang.
Well, thank you. I'd echo the same. Saturday was a great event. I just want to wish everyone out there Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a great New Year. And as I tell my kids all the time, stay happy and be safe. I wish that to every one of you too, as well. Thank you.
Trustee Vito.
Just Happy New Year, Happy Holidays, and to Ms. Dagapole, Merry Christmas if you're watching.
I'm sure she heard.
I'll make sure she knows.
Trustee Kruger.
Thank you. I'm going to echo my colleagues, but Shopping with the Cops was great, and I know Sherry's not here, but I want to thank her personally for asking me to be the event photographer. I enjoyed chasing cops and kids around that store for about 3 hours. The pictures were given to Luca, and I believe they were placed on a drive, hoping that you can share some of them on our social media pages and wherever else.
We absolutely will, and a press release was also sent to all of our contacts in the media that included a number of those photos.
Excellent, and happy birthday, Mayor, and Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, and other of the 15 other religious holidays that celebrate 27 holidays.
29.
Okay, happy holidays, and Happy New Year to everyone. Thank you.
Trustee Vogel.
Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everyone, and thank you to all the Bear fans out there for making my Christmas wish come true.
Trustee Brady.
Well, first of all, I was there Saturday morning with everybody else, and I have to say, it is such a pleasure, like you said. You talk about excitement on kids' faces. This is something so special. We had 25 kids or whatever it was. You got to pick out presents, and I think there was up to $100 and some each. You know, the police department did a phenomenal job. Sherry, who's our staff, everybody there, the board, those of us are there. It is some. I had the pleasure of being the cookie guard in the kitchen there to make sure that nobody ran off with our cookies for the kids. But it was a fun day. It was a nice morning, and it was just so pleasurable. And then, secondly, to my fellow board members, to staff, to my friends and family, to the village, have a very, very Merry Christmas and a happy and prosperous New Year, and all the other things that go along with it. Thank you.
Thank you. Clerk Simpson.
I want to wish everybody a happy holiday, but I want to ditto Trustee Vito Dagapole. Merry Christmas.
Manager Sfondelis.
Thank you. Certainly a happy everything to all. And one of the things we talk about during the holiday season is also a healthy and happy New Year. And I do have a request and some news for the public. One of the folks that comes and speaks at our board meeting rather frequently, Miss Kavina, was in a terrible accident about 2 weeks ago, maybe at this point, and continues to be in a life-threatening state. So if you would just keep her in your thoughts, as she is obviously a part of our weekly board meetings. So along with good wishes for the rest of us to have a happy and healthy new year, please keep her in your thoughts.
Thank you, Jen. Mr. Ferrello?
Merry Christmas and happy holidays to the board and to the staff and to all the residents.
Thank you, Jim. Okay, entertain a motion to approve the bills for December 1st, 2016 through December 14th, 2016.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Kruger. Second by?
Second.
Trustee Lang. Roll call?
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes, we do have executive session this evening for the appointment, employment, compensation, discipline, performance, or dismissal of a specific employee or employees of the village, and the minutes of the meetings lawfully closed under the Illinois Open Meetings Act. Entertain a motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Motion by trustee Vogel,
Second.
second by trustee Papantos. Roll call.
Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Lang?
Yes.
Trustee Papantos?
Yes.
Trustee Vogel?
Yes.
Trustee Kruger?
Yes.
Trustee Vito?
Yes.
President Argyros?
Yes, we'll go into executive session at 7:55. Good night, everyone. We'll see you next year.